Hey guys, Paul from Ashen. It is new comic book day for the week of June 16th, and we're going to get started right now. Happy birthday, Dad. It was his birthday today.
Hi!
This episode brought to you by the United States of America. We're that cool. We're sponsored by the whole country. I don't know. I had nothing else to do.
Hey guys, it's Tim from Capes and Scowls, Team Ashen, and comic book store, and just everywhere. I get around. Time to talk about trades. First up, this isn't actually a trade. Hard Case Crime does books and trades. This is a book, though. This is Double Down by Max Allan Collins. And it is, Pulp Fiction doesn't get much better, according to the Sunday Times. I don't know. It's probably amazing. We probably thought it was a trade. Spider-Man, Little Golden Book, favorites. This is 3 together. This is The Amazing Spider-Man, The Big Freeze, and Trapped by the Green Goblin. All these golden books are really great. We've got Hugo Pratt, Battler Breton. These are usually pretty interesting war stories. Corto Maltese stuff. Always good. Jim Lives, The Mystery of the Lead Singer of The Doors, and The 27 Club. Kind of fun. It is really weird, The 27 Club, isn't it, Paul?
Never heard of it.
All these major musicians die at 27?
Oh, that 27 Club. I thought
That's
you meant
the
like
one.
an actual club.
We can make an actual club called the 27 Club. We get really good publicity. People would be looking for something else. I'm not against it. Thor, Volume 2. This is part 2 of the Donny Cates run. This takes you from issue 7 to 14. Really good run. We got Voyage to the Stars. It's got a special introduction by Felicia Day. We reviewed issue 1 of this. I enjoyed it. It was pretty cool. Really cool, D&D style kind of book. Sci-fi D&D. So I guess Starfinder kind of D&D. And Godzilla, Unnatural Disasters. Isn't that art just so incredibly good? I love it. This is just a massive, massive book. You could not kill a man with it, I'm sorry, but it's very condensed. You could really agitate somebody with this.
First up, we have Silver City issue number 2. We reviewed issue number 1, and this got interesting. This got very, very interesting is the best word for it. There's much more world building when trying to figure out some of the lore behind what Silver City is, as well as clarification on the current present danger of what is going on with Rue and her crew of people. And we find out that one of the people with her is not who they say they are or what they say they are, and that causes a lot of complications and drives the story further even more. This has been a fun book. I did not expect to like this the first time around, but the art has been fantastic and the writing has been really, really good, and I want to read more. Let's check it out.
All right, first up for me, I had a hard time putting these in an order. All 3 of my books are pretty good, so we're just going to do it. We're going to do it. So we got Space Pirate Captain Harlock, issue 1 from Ablaze. This is a classic anime that I've seen a million times around, but I've never actually sat down and watched, and I'm like, I probably would love it. I love a lot of the more classic anime. And this is essentially a story about Earth being attacked by invaders that technically lived there before humans, and they want their planet back, but we've treated the planet so badly, so there's a lot of layers to what's going on here. But he is a pirate. He is wanted by the government. He is out in space trying to bring the fight to those people, those humanoid creatures that want to attack Earth. There's a lot going on here. This really does a good job of explaining the history of the... I feel like I understand everything now, so I got to give him credit. This is a really good, well-written story because it just gave me everything. I feel like I know it all, Paul. Don't quiz me. But I enjoyed the book. It was pretty cool, and it was a lot of setup, but I think that was good. They got it all out of the way, and now we're ready to see where this goes. And they left it on a pretty cool ending. So if you were kind of like, I've seen this thing before, check it out, because I feel like this is very accessible.
Next up, we have Radiant Black, issue number 5. This is the end of the arc. Oh, man. What to say without spoiling? Anyway, you've had time. You've had a month. Main character died in the last issue. And, not the main character anymore. New character came in, and he's, picking up where things are and trying to avenge, Nathan's, not death, because he's in a coma, but he's, like, no longer Radiant Black. And, yes, the big bads show up. This is really picking up to be a spectacular issue. and a spectacular series. I like where this is going, the new characters it's introducing, and all that kind of stuff. But I worry that it might go like the way of Attack on Titans. We're introducing all these new characters so that way they all die later, kind of thing. I don't know how expendable some of these people are, but it was very, very interesting. The art is phenomenal in this book. Almost my pick of the week. Not quite, but like really, really, really close. Definitely pick this up. This is the end of the arc, so trade should be coming out very, very soon for it if you haven't been reading it already. And grab it then.
All right, next up we have Silver Coin, issue 3. This is the Ed Brisson issue. I've enjoyed all of these. These have been really fun. Maybe when they're all said and done, I'll rank them. That's probably a terrible idea, but I'll do it. And Brisson's great. Brisson I'm convinced, can write anything. And now we get to see a little bit of horror from him. And basically you're following around 3 younger people, probably not quite teens, but older, 20-ish people. And they are robbing a man. And he is quite dead, and it seems like he has passed, maybe had a heart attack or something while they were invading his home. And they come across the legendary coin, and things go bad as it always does. It's hard for me to talk about this one because when things go south, it's pretty obvious why. So I'm not going to spoil it for you. But if you've been enjoying this horror anthology, I love the art. Michael Walsh? Yes, Michael Walsh doing all the art on all the books, and he's the constant throughout. Just super good, and it really is just a solid premise. And I want more of this. I want more anthologies like this. I like the idea of keeping the artist the same throughout and changing the writer throughout. I'm super excited for the next issue because it's Lemire and it's a futuristic story. Big fan of that. But overall, if you like Brisson, this is something different from him, something cool to check out. He's always solid, and I like it. So read it.
What is my pick of the week? It is Save Yourself, issue number 1. This book was so much more fun than I expected it to be. The colors, the art in this are so vibrant and just set up such a fun tone to the book that is kind of undermined by some of the things that happen in this book. You're dealing with a new character. Her name is Gigi, who's been kind of a shut-in. We're all kind of shut-ins at this point, and trying to be dragged back into the world of the living, while everyone in the world is fixated on these 3 people. These 3 people here basically think the Powerpuff Girls, but from space. And because what would happen in the 20th century or the 21st century, these are also pop icons and social media starlets and everything like that. And basically what would happen in the real world. They're not who they say they are. And Gigi is pushed headlong into a conspiracy and what could be an intergalactic fight between a lot of different factions that she did not believe existed, and also which side they happen to be on. This is a really fun series. I want to read more. I definitely want to read more. The art is just beautiful. The writing is phenomenal with a lot of really fun characters that I want to get to know. Yeah, do yourselves a favor. Grab this. It's not your typical book. It does kind of subvert the Powerpuff Girl genre, if there is that thing. Powerpuff Girls, magical girls, that kind of thing. So if that's up your alley, or if it's something you're willing to check out, this is a lot of fun. Definitely grab it.
All right, time for my pick of the week. Paul, you know what it is?
I have no idea.
Oh, you should know.
You won't tell me anything.
You should know. It's Static.
Oh, okay.
That's my pick of the week. It's Static.
Okay, cool.
I enjoyed a lot of the Milestone stuff. I never watched this cartoon. I know that's blasphemy for a lot of people, but I love Dwayne McDuffie, and it was sad when he passed. He did so much. If you don't know, he was a huge part of Milestone, and he created Ben 10 and a lot of other stuff, as well as the Static Shock cartoon. This is really cool, and there's a really cool write-up to the creators who have passed in the back, by the way. I want to say that before I forget. But I really enjoyed this story. This is a good update on him. You find out that a lot of people, they're called bang babies, and essentially what happened is there was a big explosion during a protest, and a lot of people who were there, the ones who didn't die, were left with powers. And Virgil Hawkins is one of them. That is your Static character. And he ends up fighting with the bully, who also has powers. And they hinted to this at the Milestone... What was it? Milestone The one I reviewed last time, I forget what it was called, but that other Milestone book hinted at this, so we're playing right off of that. So if you didn't read that, you may want to pick that up. It's not super important, but definitely would help. And just a really solid setup. And I think this is going to be a pretty cool series. I guess they're dividing it into seasons, different mini-series. And that's probably not a terrible thing. I've always said my favorite books tend to be the ones that are shorter or just can be dissected into parts, like Hellboy, right? I always use Hellboy as a good example. It's a bunch of mini-series, but it's just one big old story. I like that they're doing that with this. I think this is pretty solid. If you love Static, you should like this. I guess the only thing I'd warn if you were a Static Shock fan and you didn't really read the comics, these can be a little more violent, and that's a good thing, because they're talking about more important topics, I think. So, Paul, you like Static Shock, right?
Yeah, I did when I was a kid.
There you go. Paul, you're still a kid.
I mean, yeah.
Check this out. It was super good. All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you, everybody. Paul thanks you as well.
I do.
Paul is just loving it. He loves all your comments. We have noticed all your comments. I know a lot of you would like this to be a little longer, where we talk for 75 hours. I would like that too, but I just don't have that in me.
Is
Paul,
that the much you don't have it in you?
I don't have it in me.
You would be able to do it if we didn't have like such a hard time constraint.
It's a tough thing, all the editing. It's a little behind the scenes here. It takes a lot. And Paul does most of that work. I do none of it. And
He does most of it. He does. I do none of it.
I do none of it. I do the podcast side of things, so don't worry about it. I do tons of work. That's why I don't do any work for him. You know. And but yeah, I appreciate that you guys want more. Maybe we'll do some more little bonus stuff, maybe we'll find some other content, maybe we'll give him something more. But it won't be on these videos, I think.
No.
I think it's too hard for us to get that done in the time frame.
It really is.
So thank you, though, for your love and support. You love and support us more than my family does. But that's it, and make sure you check out tonight, being Wednesday, on Twitch, on the Team Ashen Twitch. You can see Justina. What's she playing?
Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares. Hi, Justina.
Doing some new stuff.
New stuff. Wild.
More
what a wild
content
idea.
on our Twitch.
All right, so if you want to see more of the team, head over to there. If you want to see more of me, you can. But if you can check out Capes and Scowls audio podcast over on the iTunes and all that stuff. iTunes, it doesn't exist anymore, does it? Apple Podcasts, whatever. Who cares? Whatever. That's it. I'm gonna stop now because we don't have time for this crap, Paul.
Dude, we finished it before it was done.